Entrepreneurs in general, we are a unique, special breed of people because we had an idea and we actually took it to fruition. So believe in yourself. Get in the mindset of people do want to hear from me. There's a reason they signed up for your email list. There's a reason they're following you on Instagram. It's not because they had nothing better to do. It's because you are providing value. So keep doing that and know that what you are putting out there is special and important.
Hello, Profit First entrepreneurs and thought leaders. I am so excited today. We have a very special guest, and her name is Melanie Herscher. Now, Melanie is a content marketing specialist speaker as well as a coach, and she is on a mission to empower female entrepreneurs and to really support their business goals and really land more clients by really conquering their content marketing. Now, she has a company called VIP Digital Content where she helps her clients attract their ideal clients, nurture leads, and position themselves as experts in her field. She has been a business owner since 2012 herself, and she truly understands the entrepreneur journey and understands that it truly is something that you don't do alone, but it takes a village to do that. She has worked in print, she has worked in radio, she has worked as a television journalist and as a PR specialist in Hollywood. She's won numerous journalism awards and has received her master's degree in broadcast journalism from the University of Southern California. She loves to absolutely provide marketing tips in her Facebook group, VIP Digital Marketing. Please join me in welcoming Melanie to our platform. Hey, Melanie, how are you today?
Hi, I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much, Susanne.
Well, we're excited to have you. We're like excited about growing our leads and our lists and obviously closing more sales with that too. This is an exciting time. But before we dive in, Melanie, we just like to know a little bit of background story. How did you get into this? How do you go from television, radio, broadcast, PR specialist to content marketing?
Oh my gosh. I wish it was like a really linear thing, but it was all over the place and literally all over the place, like in different parts of the country. So it's basically, I started out in PR working, walking red carpets, and I liked some of it, but I didn't like other parts of it. So I decided to go into journalism because I really wanted to write. I've always loved writing and all that stuff. And then I worked in the radio. I was a radio news anchor and reporter. And I was so like consumed by it. I loved it so much that I never wanted to let my news team down. So I planned to not get pregnant in an election year. Because you can really plan to get pregnant. But as much as I planned, I succeeded and I got pregnant in a non-election year. Well, 5 months, I'm 5 months pregnant and I get laid off. So I was, beside myself. Well, this is my entire identity. It was wrapped up in that. Well, what am I going to do now? And it was just so happened that right after that happened, the local newspaper scooped me up and said, "We want you. Well, you can freelance for us." So they, at 5 months pregnant, I got a new job, and I did that for about a year until we moved to Phoenix, Arizona, where I am right now. And when I got to Phoenix, I said to my husband, well, I could get a job in journalism and pay a nanny more money than I'll be making to watch my child, or I can design and manufacture breastfeeding clothing. And he was like, what? So that's what I did next. I was like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a fashion designer. So that's what I did. I Googled everything and figured out how to do it. And by the end of I was selling my stuff on Nordstrom.com and I was miserable, like completely miserable. I was not making a profit. And I had hired somebody to help me with my social media and email marketing. And she was verbally and emotionally abusive. I paid her about $25,000 over the course of a year. And she made me feel like I was an inch tall. I started to feel like I couldn't do anything. I was, terrible at posting on Instagram, and I was just a failure. I just felt so terrible about myself. And I thought, all right, well, Once I get out of this, what can I do to make it better? Because I am an eternal optimist. And I thought, well, I can take all the stuff that I've learned about marketing and help other women so that they don't ever have to suffer at the hands of, and unfortunately it's commonplace that you'll talk to somebody and they'll say, oh, I hired a marketing firm for $50,000 and I got nothing. And so my journey and my mission is to make it so that women entrepreneurs feel supported in their content marketing. And so that's what I do now. I work with women business owners who, coaches, consultants, they're approaching six figures and they really want to have a solid content marketing strategy. So that, my friend, is my extremely long-winded backstory.
I love that. That is amazing. It's interesting, as entrepreneurs, we're always, insecure about what we're posting. Like maybe that's going to be too offensive, or maybe that's not going to be the message that we want our brand to really hone in on. And that's amazing that, thank you for your vulnerability with just sharing that you also felt that way, even though you're, obviously have amazing credentials from journalism and things like that. Tell me about some of the things that why do women struggle with, I guess, having courage and really having confidence in creating content? What makes us struggle with that?
That's actually a really good question that no one's ever asked me. So I love this. So, what is it about our confidence? It's that we're afraid we're going to sound dumb. How often I don't know if you do this. I know I have to get myself out of doing this, is I start an email with an apology. And then I have to stop myself and go, oh, wait a second. I don't need to apologize for this. Or I use the word just. I just wanted to know. No, take out just. I want to know. So we're constantly apologizing and we're fearful that when we put things out into the world, we're going to be judged. And I have gotten past that. I am proud to say I do not worry about being judged. Although I am very PC in what I put out in the world, because mostly it's just marketing related. I'm not touching on politics. I'm not touching on things that are, hot button issues. But that said, it's really about mindset. It's really about saying, okay, you know what? I have value to bring to the table. I am an expert in what I do. And I know that your listener right now, whoever is listening to us talk or watching us talk, they have value. Entrepreneurs in general, we are a unique, special breed of people because we had an idea and we actually took it to fruition. So believe in yourself. Get in the mindset of people do want to hear from me. There's a reason they signed up for your email list. There's a reason they're following you on Instagram. It's not because they had nothing better to do. It's because you are providing value. So keep doing that and know that what you are putting out there is special and important.
That is amazing. You're right. Absolutely. It's the things that we don't say, right, that we end up regretting, right? Because that's the very thing that the person needed to hear. I'm always curious, like, obviously with COVID and the pandemic, the way we do business changed rapidly, right? And it's very different. What are you seeing in terms of creating content, generating leads in 2020? How is it different than what has been done in the past? What do we need to be doing differently right now in order to take our businesses to the next level?
I love that. Okay. So we know that the pandemic put everybody online. Like Zoom crashed because 60,000 people joined in one day back a long time ago. So, what do we need to do to differentiate ourselves? First of all, we can't rely on social media, which I know people are like, what? What do you mean? You can be on it. You should be on it. It's awesome. Like, it's so much fun. But if the algorithm changes, if for some reason your account is shut down, you will have no way of reaching those people ever again. So that's why I'm a huge proponent of email marketing. And you know what? You can be on Instagram and also ask people for their email address in your Insta stories or whatever. Always get the email address. So how have things changed? It's everybody's online, everybody's a coach. How do you differentiate yourself? Get email addresses and provide value.
I love that because you're right. We're all, I mean, every time I ask somebody, I say, how do we get in contact with you? One of the things they tell me is, go to my Facebook group, go to my Facebook group. But you're right. Facebook can shut you down. You can get hacked. I actually know of people that had their Facebook accounts hacked. And so they lost all of their contacts, right? And they couldn't get it back because nobody could prove who was the real one of them, right? It was like almost like that Slim Shady song, will the real Slim Shady please stand up, because nobody can tell who the real one is anymore. You can just catfish some pictures off the internet. So, but you're absolutely right. It's about having your email list. And so the question is, Melanie, how do we go about building our email list?
Ooh, yes. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, which I know is not very sexy, but I love talking about it. So I'm going to give you some suggestions. Number one is to have now I'm going to try to not use too much marketing jargon, but a freebie. It's also called an opt in. It's also called a lead magnet. Some people might say it's just a PDF, whatever it is. It's a free thing that people can download. That is a wonderful way to grow your email list. And then you put it everywhere, everywhere. So you have the free thing and you have a landing page attached. And then you offer people the free thing. They download the free thing. And then guess what? They're on your email list. And it's magic. And it works beautifully on Pinterest, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. The sky's the limit. And actually, for your listeners, I have a really cool freebie too, if they are interested. I have a content calendar for them to have so that they can plan their content for whenever they are listening to this, because I update it every single year. And it's just at vipdigital.live/content calendar, which when I say it out loud, I realize how long that is. But I will give it to you for show notes. So, growing your email list through a freebie. And whenever you meet people, offer them your freebie, even if it's 1-to-1 on Zoom, because that way they're going to say, "Oh, I kind of really want that." So that's my number one, is to give a freebie.
I love that. That's a great tip to give a freebie. Because who doesn't want to give away, right? Who doesn't want to give away? That is amazing. Exactly. Who doesn't want that? And so the question becomes now, with that. So now that we have a way of bringing people in with that, I know one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs always struggle with is, they feel like they're giving away all their ideas for free, right? All these ideas that were so hard to come by, right? And now you want me to give them away for free. And plus, it's going to take my time. Like, why in the world would I do that? Should I even be giving away all my intellectual capital for free in this blog or post?
That's right. Yeah. And I've struggled with that. I'll tell you, I used to, with my former business, I did a lot of influencer marketing, and I was physically sending product to people and not knowing if they were ever going to post about it, or what the ROI would be from that. And it was actually usually zero or negative, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great question. How much free is too much free? So let's think about this. You create one thing. So maybe it takes you a couple hours, but what will the benefit of it be if you can then send it out for years to come and it's still providing value? And everywhere it is, you are getting leads coming in to your email subscriber list, right? So how much free is too free? How much information? Don't give away the cow or the milk or whatever. Don't give away the farm animals. Just give away enough so that somebody has a quick win and they realize that they need to continue working with you from that freebie. That's the trick.
I love that. That's a really good idea there, about just, being able to feed them what they need and, but still, having them come to you for that technical know-how and that technical implementation. That is really, really good from that standpoint. And so another question that people always ask me is, like, where do I find content? How do I get ideas of what to post, because I'm not that creative. I'm an accountant. How do I, how do I get content ideas?
Well, the world needs accountants because creative people like me, don't love spreadsheets and numbers very much. So we go so well together. So, where do you find ideas? All right. So, I'm going to give you the answer. The short answer is everywhere. Ideas are everywhere, but I'll give you some suggestions for that. So, look around your office, look at your desk. What are some questions that people always ask you? That's a great thing to start with. So, you were just saying, Susanne, that people always ask you, how do they, what kind of content? So then what a great thing to put out in the world is 5 content ideas that accountants can use and rinse and repeat. My God, that would be a great freebie, right? So it's the low hanging fruit is a really great place to start. Um, Other content ideas can be basing it on feedback from a client. And if you're really stuck, ask. So send out a post on your social media asking people what they want to know. You can even do, using one of those survey things like something monkey, survey monkey, that's it, survey monkey. It's free, and you can offer people a Starbucks gift card if they are the winner of whoever answers the survey. So ask your community what they want to know, and you're going to get answers, and it'll just start flowing. And again, this is a mindset thing, because you think, well, I'm a numbers person, so I'm not creative. And I have this conversation with my husband because he's the science guy and I am the creative guy. And he says, I'm not creative. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you are. You just have to stop and take a deep breath and stop thinking so hard about it. Creative people know you can't sit there and use your brain and go, okay, I'm going to be creative right now. That's not how it works. You can do that with numbers, but you can't do that with creativity.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. So tell me about social media, right? Social media is that new thing really that we're all exploring, since the stay-at-home orders. And I'll tell you, to some degree, it's kept me sane, right? Like, oh, I can't physically see you, but look, I can still like see what's going on. So that's, you know, it's been really a savior, like right in this COVID environment. So tell me about the good, the bad, the necessary of social media.
Okay. So the good is that you can connect with people that you would never have met in your life thanks to social media. And you can have a deep, meaningful connection with somebody on social media, right? It's wonderful. And if you nurture that relationship, you can find power partners to work with. You can go on other people's Instagram television and get even more people in your community. I mean, the sky is the limit with what you can do on social media. And that's all awesome and good. Okay, there's some bad. The bad is that people tend to put their best face forward. So if something isn't awesome, you're not going to know. And so there's a lot of FOMO. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of, well, she's clearly got the best life ever and she's making $1 billion and she's on a yacht right now. And look at me stuck in my jammies on my couch where I've been for the past year. And I'm miserable and I'm never going to get it. I mean, you just go down that rabbit hole super fast, right? And you're just like, okay. So that's the bad part. So when you're approaching social media, if you can say, okay, I get it. People are not posting their no makeup, didn't brush my teeth yet selfies, and that they're only putting the best face forward. I'm okay with that. And the mindset thing there is we come from a place of abundance. We come from a place from abundance, and there's enough business for all of us in this world. So I guess that kind of qualifies as the bad and the ugly.
No, that's really great. That's excellent. Those are excellent points from that standpoint. One of the things that people find challenging, and I found challenging too, is once you build this incredible social media presence, once you've got this email list, right? How do we convert that into dollars? How do we convert that to profit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So here's how we do it. We nurture them. What do I mean by that? We create value and we do it consistently and clearly. So you are always putting out valuable information. And then when you have a conversion event or a program that you're launching, you ask, would you like to join? And these people who you've been sending all that wonderful info to are like, oh my God, I totally want to be in your workshop, or yeah, sign me up. Because you have proven to them over and over again that they need to work with you because you're just so awesome. And there are some specific emails you can send out. There's one that I love. It's called a hand raiser email. And you have probably gotten them and not known what they're called. They come from an email marketing platform, but they're made to look like the person sent it directly from their inbox. Until you scroll down at the bottom and it says unsubscribe here in really little words. So what it'll say something like, I got one the other day. It was like, hey, Melanie, do you still want to land more clients? Thanks. Signature. Let me know. Signature. And I was like, oh, that's a good hand raiser email, because what ends up happening is you think the person sent it to you directly and you email them right back. So those are great ones. Those are really great ways to start making the dollars out of your email. And same thing with your social media, hand raiser posts. I'm looking for 3 people who are X, Y, and Z. If that's you, drop the word me below. And then you follow up.
I love that. So, guys, stop ignoring your emails. Stop ignoring your emails. You're ignoring money. Do not ignore those emails. If you send out those massive emails like that, the Infusionsoft or Mailchimp, make sure you're responding to the responses, right? Because I know I can get busy and I'm like, I'm really good at sending them, but then the response,
The
it
fortunes
may
in
or
the
may not
follow
be
up,
there.
right? The fortunes in the
Exactly.
follow up. Yep.
Definitely the fortunes in the follow-up. So make sure you're responding to those emails. Otherwise, you're like wasting your time and your effort by even generating them. So that's a really good point, Melanie. Now, Melanie, one of my questions that I love to ask our guests, and this can be personal, it can be business related. If you could leave our guests with one piece of advice, what would that advice be?
Ooh, I love this one. I love this question. Thank you. And this gets me to talk about my 96-year-old grandma,
Oh,
because she's the best. I miss her so much. I haven't seen her in over a year and a half because she's in Canada and they've closed the borders. So my grandma once told me, more than once, everything you do, everything you learn goes into the pot, and you always will draw from it in a time you might least expect it. So you may not be doing exactly what you want to be doing right now. Maybe you are in the job of your dreams, but there are parts of it you don't love. They're still providing you with skills that you can draw from later. So don't discount what you're doing, because it all goes in and it's all important. It makes you who you are.
I love it. That's really good. So just really just valuing all parts of you, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually really important when it comes to creating content. Like you said, there's nothing that's really stupid out there because, if you found that worth holding on to and learning, somebody else also needs to have that nugget of wisdom out there too. So, definitely embrace the pot, right?
Embrace the pot. I love it. Hashtag embrace the pot.
So, Melanie, how do our viewers and our listeners, how do we get in contact with you to work with you, to learn more about what you're doing, to be able to create amazing content, to be able to connect with our prospective buyers? How do we find you?
Oh, well, I am everywhere, but I would love to give people just a way to meet with me directly, if that's okay. You can
Yeah.
just grab a spot on my calendar. It's just meetmelanie.live. And I would absolutely love to chat with you, talk all things content marketing. Meetmelanie.live.
I love that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put Melanie's contact information in our show notes. So you'll be able to click on that to schedule an appointment to meet with Melanie to really hone out your content and put out amazing content in the world to generate leads that will generate your profits.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melanie, for joining us today.